Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty wild. Wireless electricity. Actually powering entire homes.
Yeah, it sounds like pure sci-fi, doesn't it? But it's happening.
It really does. And it kind of takes us way back to Nikola Tesla. He had this vision, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Wardenclyffe Tower. Early 1900s, he was trying to send power through the air.
A genius idea. But, well, it didn't quite pan out then. Funding, skepticism, the usual suspects, I guess.
Exactly. Maybe the world just wasn't ready or the tech wasn't quite there, but the seed was planted.
And now, over a century later, here we are. Homes running without plugging things into the wall. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is a huge leap after, 124 years of development since Tesla's big experiments.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. How on earth does this work now? What's changed? And, what does it actually mean for us?
Right. We need to unpack the science behind it. It's not magic, obviously. It's refined physics, clever engineering.
Okay, so it's real science, not just waving a wand.
Definitely not. We're talking about things like resonant inductive coupling, which sounds complicated, but we're already using simpler versions. And then there's far-field stuff.
Right, okay. Let's start with what we know, like the charging pads for our phones or even some electric cars now. That's wireless, isn't it?
It is. That's near-field wireless charging. Great for short distances, inches really. It uses magnetic fields between two coils that are tuned to each other.
Like tuning forks. You strike one, the other vibrates.
That's a perfect analogy, yeah. But for a whole house, you need something more. You need range.
Okay, so that's where this far-field tech comes in.
Exactly. Far-field energy beaming. Instead of just a magnetic field close by, think more like a focused beam of energy. Radio waves or maybe microwaves, carefully directed.
A beam.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds intense. Is it safe?
Okay.
Efficient? My first thought is, are we getting zapped walking through our living room?
Fair question.
Right.
And efficiency is key too. You don't want to waste tons of energy. This is where smart grids come in, but wireless smart grids.
Wireless smart grids. What does that mean?
It means the system is intelligent. It knows where the receivers are, your TV, your lights, your laptop, and it directs the power specifically to them.
Ah, okay. So it's not just flooding the room with energy, hoping something catches it.
Not at all. It's targeted. It can even track devices if they move. This makes it much safer and way more efficient. It minimizes wasted energy and, exposure.
It makes a lot more sense. So we go from a little charging pad to potentially a whole living space buzzing with usable energy. What does that look like day to day?
Well, imagine transmitters maybe built into the walls or ceiling, discrete, and your devices just work. No plugs, no cables snaking around.
So the TV on the wall, the lamp on the table, the kitchen blender, they just turn on.
Pretty much, yeah. As long as they have the right receiver tech built in, you walk in, things just have power. It's the ultimate convenience, really.
No more tripping over cords or hunting for a free outlet. I like the sound of that.
Me too. But the impact goes way beyond just, tidier rooms. Think about building a house.
Ah, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need all that complex wiring hidden in the walls.
Potentially, yes. Or much less of it. That could completely change home design, make it more flexible, maybe cheaper in some ways, more futuristic.
And fewer wires probably means less risk of electrical fires.
Yeah.
Less maintenance down the line.
That's definitely a potential benefit. Fewer physical connections, fewer points of failure. It simplifies things. But let's zoom out even further. This isn't just about comfy homes.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk bigger picture. Global impact. You mentioned Tesla's original dream was wider access.
Right. Think about places off the main grid. Remote villages, developing regions, building power lines out to everywhere is incredibly expensive, sometimes impossible.
But with wireless.
You could potentially set up local power hubs that beam energy to homes in the area. It could leapfrog the need for that massive wired infrastructure, a huge deal for development.
Wow. That is potentially transformative. What about the environmental side? Less wiring means less copper, less plastic.
Exactly. Reduced demand for raw materials, plus potentially less electronic waste from old cables and chargers over time. It's got a greener angle to it.
Interesting. I also read something about disaster situations.
Yeah.
How could this help when, say, a hurricane knocks out power?
That's another powerful application. Imagine bringing in mobile wireless power transmitters after a disaster. You could quickly restore power for essential services, communications, field hospitals, without needing to rebuild the grid first.
That could save lives. Okay, these are huge societal shifts. What else? The sources mention things like smart cities, transport.
Oh yeah, the possibilities keep branching out. Smart cities could power sensors, lights, information kiosks wirelessly.
And electric cars. You mentioned near-field charging, but far-field.
Could mean charging while driving, potentially. Imagine highways with embedded transmitters powering EVs as they move. Range anxiety could become a thing of the past.
Seriously, that would be a game changer for EVs.
Absolutely. And think about medical tech. Implants, like pacemakers or monitors, that could be powered wirelessly from outside the body. No more surgeries just to replace batteries.
Incredible. And drones, robots.
Same idea. Powering them mid-flight or while they're working, extending their operating times dramatically. Less downtime for recharging.
Okay, my head's spinning a bit with all the possibilities. It sounds amazing. But what's the catch? It can't be perfect yet, right?
Yes. You're right to be cautious. It's definitely not perfected yet. There are still hurdles. Safety needs to be absolutely ironclad in every scenario. Efficiency over longer distances needs constant improvement. You don't want to lose too much energy in transmission.
And making it big enough, scalable for whole cities or regions.
Scalability is another major challenge, and cost, of course. Getting the cost down for transmitters and receivers so it's widely accessible. Lots of engineering work still happening.
So we're on the path, but maybe not arriving tomorrow. What's a realistic time frame? When might I actually see this in, say, a new house build?
It's tough to put an exact date on it, but then experts are talking about significant adoption, especially in homes and maybe some businesses, within the next decade or so.
A decade? That actually feels quite soon for something this big.
At the pace of development is really quick right now. There's a lot of investment, a lot of brain power focused on cracking these remaining challenges because the payoff is just so huge.
And looking beyond homes, what large-scale stuff might come next?
Well, definitely commercial buildings. Think office blocks, factories. Simplifying power distribution there is a big draw. Public transport powering trains or buses wirelessly. And then there's the really ambitious stuff.
Like what?
Like potentially powering satellites or even spacecraft wirelessly over long distances. Still very conceptual, but people are exploring it.
Wow. From powering a phone to powering a spaceship, it really puts it in perspective. It feels like we're closing a loop that started with Tesla.
It really does. His dream, which seemed almost like fantasy back then, is genuinely starting to take shape now. It took over 100 years, but the science finally caught up, or maybe we figured out how to apply it right.
It's quite a testament to, well, sticking with a big idea. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear wireless power isn't just science fiction anymore.
Not at all. It's emerging science fact.
And leaves you wondering, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How is this shift going to change your life, the way you live, the design of everything around us in the coming years? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us.